Hey everyone, in this tutorial we're going to be exploring different eye types and how you can create different eye makeup templates to kind of really complement those eye types. So I'm going to start off with this example here. You can see the model on the screen right now. She has what are known as droopy eyes, which means the outer part of the eyelid is kind of drooping downwards a little bit along the outer corner there. What we're going to do is we're going to try and lift that up using a number of techniques here, a number of makeup techniques. Alright, so let's go to the eye makeover section here first, since eye makeup section, since that's where we're going to be starting today. And in the eye makeup section, I'm just going to choose a basic template. I'm going to choose a shape correction template. And what I want to do is I want to double click this eyes up. And you can see from the thumbnail that it's there's fairly heavy emphasis on raising up the corner of the eye there. So I'm going to select eyes up there, double click that, and you'll see right away the result. Fairly decent, but we can actually tweak this a little bit and refine it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to focus on her left eye, the right eye on our screen here, and I'm going to go into our eyeshadow. Now, there's a couple of things I want to fix with the eyeshadow. The first of all, as you can see, there's a sort of a tail here, which is kind of a little bit conspicuous. We want to try to avoid creating that. We want to blend that in a bit more actually. So if I go into our masking tools here, and I go into each individual layer, you can see where they're being applied in their respective colors. So now the brown bowl we don't have to worry about for now. The shade B though, you can see it's fairly heavy and fairly triangular along that outer corner there. What I want to do is I actually just want to take that layer level all the way down to 0. And you'll see the result on the right hand side. Just takes out that heavy corner there. Alright, so that's all we want to do for this one here. We also might want to actually just take shade A, and we can also just kind of use the eraser tool and kind of just, we don't want anything to come too far out. We want it to be more, we want to make the eye shape a little bit more lifted rather than far out towards the outer edge of the face. So we can just, blend in that eraser tool right there. And of course, if you have more time, you can go in and make some heavier makeup there. You can increase the layer level. You can change the color if you want as well. But we're just going to leave this for now. And the last thing I'm going to do is in the brow bone layer, what I want to do is you can see there's a little bit of a wrinkle, kind of darkness around the outer edge there, and that kind of doesn't do anything to really help that droopy eye look. So we'll just take our brush, and what we'll do is we'll increase the hardness a little bit, decrease the brush size. We can just draw along that edge right there, along the lower edge of the eyelid there, and you can see the result on the image on the right there. I just a couple more runs there, and we can of course increase the layer level to something about 60, even 75. You can see it gets a little bit light. No worries though, we can always use the eraser tool and blend that in. Make sure you have a low brush hardness on your eraser tool. You can do something like that and just create a more lifted look to the eye there. Alright, so that looks fairly good. Maybe we want to just blend a little bit along the inner part of the eye there as well. And we'll just get that nice and blended in there to the natural eye color. Alright, and to further complement this, we're going to go into our eyeliner next. So in eyeliners, I'm going to go to our main eyeliner directory, and I'm going to choose one called Regular Stroke. Okay, now regular strokes are nothing too fancy. You can use these fairly easily for correction of certain eye types. For this one, I'm going to go all the way to the right here on the menu, and I'm going to choose Upper Line. Now you can see this really focuses along a lot of eyeliner along the upper part of the eyelid there. And what that does is it's actually going to help to lift the eye there, drawing more attention to the upper eyelid and kind of lifting the overall look of the eye there. Alright, so that's all we're going to do for the eyeliner. And of course, we can go into our mascara, eyelashes here as well. Just choose an eyelash. We can choose something like regular and choose mascara upper. Now the upper indicates that it's going to be, of course, focusing the eyelashes on the upper part of the eyelid. Okay, so that's the look. That's the kind of look we want to go for right there. So you can see if you compare the image on the left and the image on the right, the eyes look a lot more lifted around those edges there. If we choose a before and after view, you can get a better example here. You can see now that, of course, there's a lot more attention drawn to that upper part of the eye, a lot more focus on the eyes, and in general, it just looks a lot better. All right, so that's our first example. For our second example, I'm going to load in another image here, actually from our demo project. I'm going to load in a demo project here. We want to save this for now. And I'm going to load in this Asian creaseless demo project here. Now this is going to deal with a lot of people of Asian ethnicity have what are called hooded eyes, where they have a single eyelid. And what I want to do is create the illusion of a double eyelid here. So I'm going to go to the makeover section, and you can see exactly what we're going to do here. If I zoom in a little bit closer, we have that little crease there on the upper eyelid, as well as some heavy eye makeup along the outer edge there. So we're going to start from scratch again right here. I'm going to show you step by step how to do it really quickly. And so what we're going to do is we're going to focus on individual eye makeup sections here. So we'll start with the eyebrows really quickly. This is not the focus of this tutorial, but I just want to maybe add an eyebrow here to add some emphasis to those the brow bones there. We can choose something like Droopy. It's a fairly thick eyebrows, and that'll just it's more suitable for her eyebrow type there. And of course, that's all we'll do for the eyebrows. We want to focus on eyeliner next. So on eyeliner, if I'm in the main directory, there should be a directory called crease. And if I open the crease directory, you'll see there's a number of different creases I can apply to her eyes here. If I choose something like higher crease B, you can see that's fairly high up. It looks a little bit fake right now without any eyeshadow. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch over to higher crease A, and that'll look a bit more natural for this model's eye type. And you can of course increase the level if you want the creases to look darker or deeper, something like that. And then after that, we'll just go back out here and we'll apply some eyeshadow. So in the eyeshadow section, we have a folder called Shape Correction again. And I'm going to move over on Shape Correction. We have a eye makeup template, eyeshadow template called For Hooded Eyes. And I'll just double click that. And you can see what that really does. It really deepens the eyes, really creates the illusion of a secondary eyelid, and blends in with the creasing that I performed before. Alright, so that's all we really need to do for this template. And we'll go back again. If I go to our mascara or eyelashes here, we can choose any eyelashes we'd like. We can maybe choose something like a dramatic wing, choose a curled wing, a long wing, anything like that. The focus is along the outer part of the eyelid there. Yeah, that's a little bit too extreme. If you want to increase the thickness or decrease the length for that one, you can do that as well. There you go. You can create a nice thick-looking eyelash along the outer edge there. And it really just beautifies those eyes, really brings them out. Alright, so that's all we're going to do for this particular template. So we'll move on to the next one, our last example here. I'm going to open a project since the model has already been fit. And we're going to go to wide set here. So in this model, when this model first appears, you'll see she has eyes that are fairly wide apart, as well as they're a little bit narrow as well. So we're going to try and do a couple things to adjust that. We want to kind of create the illusion of eyes that are closer together. So we'll go to the makeover section right away again. And in the makeover section, we go to eye makeup here. And you can see there's a number of different templates for shape correction as well. One is called eyes separated. Alright, so if we just select that, you'll see a fairly light eye makeup template will appear here. We'll just zoom in so you can see it a little bit better. You can see it's fairly light, fairly nice, but there's an issue here along the corner where her hair is actually covering her eyelash, but her eyelash is appearing, or her eyeshadow and her eyebrow are appearing through the hair. So what we want to do is go to the eyebrow really quickly in our masking tools. We want to select our right eye here, and we just want to use the maximum hardness for our eraser and just erase that along the outer edge there. And you can see how that will disappear from her hair. You don't want her eyebrow to magically appear over top of her hair there. Alright, we can do the same thing for the eyeshadow as well. You can see the eyeshadow is fairly, if I zoom in closely, you can see the eyeshadow is kind of going over the hair as well there. So we can go into our masking tools again. And what we want to do, since these eyes are wide set, when you have wide set eyes, generally what you want to do for your eyeshadow is you want to make the eyeshadow further up, to lift the eyes and bring them together rather than stretching out. So you can see if I go to shade A in foundation here, there's a fairly kind of angular stretch along the outer part of the eye there. What I want to do is kind of erase that. We already have maximum brush hardness, so I'm just going to kind of bring the eraser straight up here. Since the eyeshadow is mainly covered by the hair, it won't make much of a difference on this eye. We can do the same thing on the other eye as well. And that's the foundation layer. And we can do the same thing for the shade A layer. Just kind of really, you can see what I'm talking about with the eyes that are wide set. You don't want the eyeshadow to stretch out too far. It'll just kind of emphasize the illusion of those wide set eyes. Whereas in this case, we want to actually kind of narrow that down. So we'll just do the same thing on the left eye here, the foundation. You won't be able to notice much of a difference since the eyeshadow is not that heavy on this model. I just want to blend that in. Alright, and of course we can go to shade A. We can increase the overall strength of the of the eyeshadow. You can see a better example of the pattern, the blending pattern that the eyeshadow is in right there. Alright, now another thing we're going to focus on in creating the illusion of eyes that are closer together here is we're going to focus on the eyeliner and the eyelashes again. Okay, so for the eyeliner, we're also going to use that same eyeliner we did last time. You can see most of these eyeliners, we'll do the regular eyeliner here, so a regular stroke. You can see in the regular stroke, a lot of these eyeliners kind of have really stretchy wings on them. Except for, of course, like inner corner, for example. However, if I choose inner corner, you can see it may not particularly suit this model. It's a template that's used for fairly sexy or heavy eye makeup templates, eye makeup styles. So in place of the inner corner template, what I'm going to do is go over on the right here, and I'm going to choose that upper line template again. And that's going to create a kind of a, like in the previous example with the droopy eyes, it just helps to widen the eyes, to lift them up a little bit. And you can see once that finishes loading, that'll just kind of create a more beautiful look and really just widen the eyes. I mentioned before that her eyes are fairly narrow and wide set, so we want to kind of counteract both of those. Now in the beauty center, I'm going to go back one more time and we'll just apply some simple eyelashes. So for the eyelashes, what we want to do is choose a strong curler. These curler templates are more up and down. They don't stretch out as far as the mascara templates do. So we can choose something like this curl small wing. And you can see that kind of focuses on the upper eyelid and a little bit on the lower eyelid, but doesn't stretch out too far. So that's exactly what we want. And of course we can adjust the thickness of that, increase it a little bit maybe, and decrease the length if we so desire. But let's choose something around 75. Alright, so you can see when I zoom out here, that's how the look has changed. With that heavy eye makeup, the heavy eyeliner and heavy eyelashes along the upper part of the eyelid there, nothing stretching out too far. We've created the illusion of eyes that are closer together, and there's a lot of attention drawn to the eyes as well as compared to the image on the left. Alright, so that's all I'm going to cover today. I've shown you how to take care of droopy eyes, hooded eyes, as well as wide set eyes. Now each individual picture is going to be a little bit different, so of course you might have to go in and customize your own using the various tools as well. If I just go into our before and after view, you'll see exactly how this one's changed. Alright, so hopefully you learned something today, and go out and have fun experimenting on your own pictures.